Welcome back to my channel Celebuzz. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. I bet you didn't know that Elvis lived upstairs at Graceland with a hidden roommate for a long time. The man who slumbered nearby in a bedroom that hardly gets mentioned, performed by the king of rock and roll. Here I am today to show you the third bedroom at Graceland that is off limits to the public. Even Elvis's own daughter hardly brought up this unexplained story. Greetings, Elvis devotees. Thank you for returning to the channel. In order to ensure that you do not miss any of our unique Elvis videos, please subscribe and enable notifications before we begin to reveal this incredible Graceland secret. Today, tour guides at Graceland highlight two bedrooms upstairs, the one where Elvis slept and the one where Lisa Marie spent her childhood. Up there, though, was a third bedroom, something they left out. Before Elvis transformed it, this room belonged to one of his closest pals. The mystery of Graceland's upstairs has always captivated admirers. No one is allowed in this region since Elvis's death in 1977. You still can't go upstairs at Graceland, regardless of your wealth. Only Elvis's closest friends and family were allowed access to his secret area, where he could escape from the world. Lisa Marie recalled spending time with him upstairs in an interview. In my room, he had his very own television, chair, and table. Thus, he would be there waiting for me whenever I woke up. While I was there, he loitered around quite a bit. This intimate glimpse into their lives reveals how the upstairs was actually a sanctuary for Elvis. Upstairs at Graceland, though, was another bedroom that was used both before and throughout Lisa Marie's childhood. Charlie Hodge, who was likely Elvis's most faithful companion, resided in that bedroom. By 1958, Charlie and Elvis had crossed paths while serving in the military. Charlie played the role of an older brother to Elvis, despite the fact that they were only 3.5 weeks apart in age. On the transatlantic voyage from the United States to Germany, they became fast friends. After his mother Gladys's death a month ago, Elvis was going through an extremely difficult time. By making him laugh and offering words of encouragement, Charlie helped Elvis get through this tough time. The two men frequently sang gospel duets because they shared a passion of the music. In the course of their collaboration, their shared appreciation for music would play a significant role. Something extraordinary happened when Elvis returned from the service. At Graceland, he extended an invitation to Charlie to move in with him. Charlie consented and relocated to the third bedroom on the upper floor, which was adjacent to Elvis's bathroom, as he was single at the time. After quite a while, Charlie became one of the select few who had a true understanding of Elvis's private life. When I first moved into Graceland, my room was upstairs. Charlie revealed this in an exclusive interview. Continuing, he said that everything changed when Elvis realized he needed more space in his closet. After some time, Elvis's walk-in closet took over the third bedroom, which had been Charlie's room. Even when Charlie lost access to his room on the second floor, he stayed at Graceland. As an alternative, he relocated to a downstairs bedroom that is off-limits to visitors. Afterwards, I spent a number of years residing in a room downstairs, adjacent to the wall containing 3 televisions. A lot had changed in the basement of Grace, and when Elvis initially purchased the home in 1957, Charlie said, 2 modest bathrooms and a few open rooms weren't enough to complete it. As time went on, Elvis transformed it into a recreational facility complete with a television room, a pool room, and more areas for fun. Near Elvis's infamous TV room, where he would watch 3 screens at once, was Charlie's subterranean bedroom. Tourgoers standing in the TV room are oblivious to this room despite being standing just outside its entrance. According to Charlie, it's my special room that no one else gets to view. However, this secret basement bedroom was home to more than just Charlie. It was also inhabited by members of Elvis's gang, the Memphis Mafia. Prior to him, it was in the same room that Elvis's close buddy Jerry Schilling lived. The room downstairs isn't included in any tour since, to be honest, it isn't very attractive, as Jerry once put it. It used to be a storage space, but that was transformed into this room. It included a closet for Graceland's holiday decorations and a bathroom. Charlie lived there for a long time with Elvis, even though it wasn't very fancy. Charlie relocated once again in Elvis's latter years, this time to an apartment over Graceland's garage. I lived in the garage apartment the last couple of years that Elvis was alive, Charlie revealed. He continued to be there for his friend, ready to lend a hand, even after this change. There was more to Charlie and Elvis's connection than meets the eye. It was also quite polished. Charlie became a member of Elvis's band in 1969 and began singing and playing guitar. During concerts, he was notorious for passing out scarves to Elvis, who would thereafter distribute them to adoring fans. who were screaming. Overall, Charlie stayed in Graceland for an incredible 17 years, accompanying Elvis right up until his death. A lot was going on at Grace, and while Charlie was living in the third bedroom upstairs, Priscilla moved home with Elvis in the spring of 1963, right before her 18th birthday. Life at Grace, and would be described by her in great detail later on. Our door-to-door delivery of food was chilly. I get the impression that he enjoyed the solitary confinement of the cocoon, almost like being in a womb, and the fact that it was dark and chilly. Considered in this light, Graceland served as both a mansion and a residence. It appeared to be the glitzy mansion of a famous person. On the other hand, for the locals, it was just another day at home with all its mundane responsibilities. Elvis was very particular about how he wanted his surroundings to be. He preferred the chilly, gloomy setting, which may be isolating for certain people, Priscilla included. It was November 1967, and Elvis was preparing to become a father. For Lisa Marie's nursery, he enlisted the help of an architect. After Lisa was born, Graceland underwent yet another transformation, this time adding a bedroom for Elvis's daughter. Preparations were on to welcome the Princess of Graceland, the newest member of the Presley family, and the atmosphere was one of pure delight. When Elvis and Priscilla split up, they divided up custody of their daughter Lisa Marie. Linda Thompson, Elvis's girlfriend, and Lisa became close during Lisa's travels to Grace, and an emotional anecdote about witnessing Elvis tuck Linda into bed was reportedly recounted by Jeannie Lame, Linda's friend. A lullaby was sung to her by him. A Norman Rockwell painting would be a good analogy. His 5-year-old daughter is the object of his singing. The true Elvis is revealed in these tender personal moments. This is a father lulling his daughter to sleep with a song, not a stage performer in a jumpsuit. These are the unpublicized moments that occurred in Grace's private areas. Besides beds, the second story of Graceland had other uses as well. Adjacent to his bedroom, Elvis established his personal office. It included a unique desk that RCA had given him in 1961 to commemorate the success of his Blue Hawaii soundtrack record. Small TV and radio were integrated into this state-of-the-art workstation, which was revolutionary for its era. Elvis had an organ in his office and would play it whenever the mood struck him. The room was soundproofed with padding. Elvis's office was more than a place for work. As a place to unwind and compose music, it served as an inspiration hub for him. His office organ proves that music was more than simply Elvis's forte. Even in his most private moments, he would turn to it. It was so integral to his daily life. The bedroom that Elvis graced with his presence was fit for a king. A huge, specially built bed in black and gold adorned the room. Elvis could lie down and watch the show on the TV that was mounted on the ceiling, a rather unconventional feature for that era, demonstrating Elvis's fondness for both ease and progress. Legend has it that Elvis once shot his TV while watching Robert Gould perform. Although this is likely just Elvis mythology, it does show how the king's bedroom was his sanctuary, a place where he could act honestly and be authentic, away from the prying eyes of the world. The story of Charlie Hodge in the third bedroom is captivating because it portrays the close-knit atmosphere that prevailed at Graceland. Even though he was a worldwide icon, Elvis wasn't a loner. Friends and family were there for him through thick and thin, and he made their home a haven. Those close to Elvis knew he was incredibly generous. Gifts of vehicles and diamonds were his specialty. Providing a home at Graceland to friends like Charlie was maybe his greatest gift. Inside those walls, there was a feeling of community and belonging that not many famous people get to feel, as is so often, surrounded by those who are more interested in taking advantage of them than being genuine pals. Charlie mentioned their enjoyable time at Graceland in the past. We hosted numerous gatherings in the lower level. The parties up here were never taken by us, you know. It was in the basement, between the TV room and the pool room, where Elvis used to host his parties. Elvis maintained specific areas for specific purposes, as seen above. The lower level was for partying and mingling, while the upper level was for relaxing and solitude. Consider for a second how extraordinary Charlie's ordeal was. He shared a home with a global celebrity for 17 years. He beheld the genuine Elvis. Everyone knew him. The public persona, the friend in need of a listener, the man who returned home from performances, and the legend himself. Many modern-day Elvis fans associate the king with his performances in Las Vegas or films like Jailhouse Rock. Although Charlie was familiar with Elvis, not everyone was. That Elvis, who, when times were tough, sought solace from friends, wandered the halls of Graceland in his bathrobe, and who, when nights were long, stayed up late watching television. Charlie meant a lot more to Elvis than simply being an employee or friend. Everyone considered him family. Beginning when Elvis was grieving his mother in the army, their bond continued until Elvis's death. A constant presence, Charlie was there for Elvis through the highs and lows of his career and personal troubles. Charlie stayed in Graceland for a while after Elvis's death. Assisting with the estate's transition, he remained on. The stories and recollections he had of his time there were numerous, and he brought them with him. The process begins in the third bedroom on the upper floor, continues down the basement, and ends in the garage apartment. After a long time had passed, Charlie would talk about these experiences in interviews and write about them in books. At Graceland, he became a leading voice in the fight to preserve Elvis's life narrative as it really happened. His first-hand descriptions of Elvis's everyday existence allow us to see a side of the star that the majority of fans can only dream of. There is no longer a third bedroom that Charlie used to occupy. There are presently Elvis's garments stored in that closet. Another layer to Graceland's rich history is the remembrance of what it once was, a chamber where Elvis's best buddy slept just steps away from the king. Remember that the second floor of Graceland isn't only Elvis's and Lisa Marie's bedroom the next time you're there and standing in the foyer, gazing up at the stairs that go to the forbidden second level. Additionally, there is the room where Charlie Hodge used to sleep, the third bedroom. That is now a closet, and a little-known aspect of Graceland's history. On your way through the basement's TV room, keep an eye out for the door that goes nowhere. It was hidden behind it at Graceland, Charlie's second house, another room full of stories. The secret third bedroom upstairs and subsequent concealed areas downstairs at Grace, and reveal a side of Elvis that fans seldom got to glimpse, thanks to Charlie, the reclusive Elvis who built an inner circle of friends and family at Graceland, and who placed a premium on loyalty and friendship. Grace, and is more than just a tourist destination because of these hidden areas and unknown stories. They transform it into a home where an actual person once resided. Despite his fame, he was a kind man who made room in his house for his loved ones, and who always made sure his best friend was close by. Our exploration of Graceland's mysteries comes to a close with this article. You can help spread the word about this little-known fact about Elvis by giving the video a thumbs up and sharing it with other fans if you found it interesting. Remember, there are a plethora of further undiscovered stories about Elvis just waiting to be found. Which mystery do you want me to uncover next? Please inform me in the space provided here. Until we meet again, I appreciate you tuning in. Keep in mind that there are incredible tales to be told, from even the most minute aspects of an Elvis's existence.